My name is Patty Rowe. I am a mother of a kindergartner and third grader at Sierra. At the board meeting on February 3rd, Ms. Teresa Slaughter brought to everyone's attention the policy that had recently been changed that required board members to sign in and wear a visitor sticker when visiting campuses. I, like many other parents, was very concerned when hearing this. The issue was brought up again by Ms. Slaughter at the board meeting on February 17th. At that time, President Crumpton made reference to an email that had been sent out by Superintendent Alvarado, how the board was following the direction of that email. On February 18th, Ms. Crumpton posted that email on Facebook. In addition, she stated that she, Trustee Mosley, and Trustee Neal always sign in when visiting campuses. When I first read that email that Ms. Crumpton posted, I was confused. Why did Mr. Alvarado send this? Especially since all the board members had stated that they always sign in. It just didn't make sense. I asked twice on Facebook what the background was to this email and why it was sent and what prompted Mr. Alvarado to send it. But Ms. Crumpton did not respond to either of those requests. Then on February 18th, we all got our answer. Trustee Stephen Lewis posted on Facebook the previous emails that led up to Mr. Alvarado's final email on the policy change. As you all know now, Ms. Crumpton directed Superintendent Alvarado to send an email out to site administrators letting them know that board members will come on campus anytime they want, and they will not be required to sign in or wear a visitor sticker. To say I was upset after reading these emails is an understatement. I was pissed. Ms. Crumpton, you misled us all. So now we know the truth, but the question remains why. Ms. Crumpton, why did you demand this email be sent out when you state you always sign in? Why was it necessary for you to demand Mr. Alvarado to send out this email? Can you respond?
You've got it all wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
No. You know, I get tired of this, so let's go through the email, because I'm the person who talked to the superintendent.
I haven't seen it.
Don't be mean to her.
Bear with me. You won't like this a lot of you hear it. Over a year ago, when I was not even contemplating running for the board, I came to a board meeting and I watched Mrs. Crumpton just get beat up by Mr. Kelly and the superintendent about visiting sites. And and Mr. Paul, we're going to have a grand jury indictment. We're going to arrest you for 626.6. And I'm an old retired policeman, and I actually enforced that statute. So I had come to talk about my daughter's soccer team. And I said, first off, no grand jury is going to indict her. And secondly, nobody's going to arrest her. And this went on for a couple of meetings that I went to. Not just in a row, but I showed up for other issues. And then he asked me to go have lunch with him in late May, early June. School was nearly out. The superintendent, Mr. Alvarado, we went into Fresno. We went to a little Mexican restaurant. It's north of the post office. I'm in well, I want to get it all in because I get tired of the nonsense and the lies.
What do you eat?
I had a Coke. I didn't eat anything. And he said, how do I deal with this issue of Mrs. Crumpton visiting sites that I don't particularly like? And I said, it's real simple. Leave her alone. You're not going to break it. She's not breaking the laws. You're not going to get her arrested. Let it just settle it down and try to work out for you and her, some type of compromise. And it seemed to be a decent compromise for a while. But then she started getting harassed again. And then I ran for the board, but not for that. I ran because I had gone to the board and asked them to fix the drinking fountains at my daughter's events and to put toilets out there. Because people were going over to the nursery to use the bathroom and get water. But when they didn't do that, that's when I decided to run. It was still an issue. It became an issue for other board members. I went one time to the junior high. Now I have a badge that I have to wear when I go on site that says I'm a board member with my picture. Now I signed in because it's a common courtesy. It's not required by statute. statute specifically exempts elected officials. But then they gave me stickers for visitors. And I said, wait a minute. Now I understand what the issue is. It isn't that we're signing in, it's a common courtesy. Or that I'm on campus with an ID. I wear an ID on campus. So he called me while my wife was shopping at Save Mart, and we negotiated that memo. He and I on the phone. And he gave me his word that he would issue the memo. And then I think, if I remember correctly, I called Kathleen when I got home and said, he's going to send the memo out. You're the president of the board. You're going to want to have the memo issued. It's not my job to issue the memo. Now, I don't know if she sent him another email or not. I don't read the postings on Facebook. Because I don't post on Facebook.
No, you don't have
so
to.
The memo went out.
No.
The memo.
You have CC'd on all the emails
The memo went out. After I had a conversation with Mr. Kelly about it too. The memo went out. And the idea was that some date later, when we had gotten through far more pressing issues, which is the budget, and how we're going to deal with it, and negotiation with the employees, that we would sit down and formally bring the board policy into line with statutes and deal with common courtesy. But we never got that far because it became a point of argument in the recall. And when people are yelling at each other, as we're doing now, on this loud, but in this political fight, you can't find compromise. Part of my job, my business is mediation. Now, if things were calm, and we were having just normal, calm conversations talking about employee and budget issues, something like that could probably be dealt with without a whole lot of controversy. But because it's one of the points that everybody wants to have an argument over on the recall, you can't have a common, quiet conversation.
I think the question was, didn't she email Andy to send?
I don't think the question was even to him anyway.
Well, it's because I want the truth out. I know it's difficult for you to hear, but I want the truth out.
We all read the emails.
And she did say, she probably did say to him, issue it. And he did. He issued it. Now, I haven't been back to his full site, so it hasn't been an issue for me.
So your solution is to be able to come on campus whenever you want, waltz into the classrooms whenever you want without being identified, without letting the office know.
I am identified. I never said I wouldn't let the office know. I never said I would waltz into a classroom.
So if you were all going to continue to do this, as we've all requested, then why did the email need to be sent from Mr. Alvarado? The email, it's my turn.
Well, go ahead.
The email from Mr. Alvarado to the site administrator was letting them know that the 5 of you were going to be allowed to come on campus, and I'm going to quote you, Ms. Humphrey, whenever you want, and not sign in.
And that's the law. And that's what he agreed to with me. You don't have to like to hear the truth, but it's there. He negotiated that with me. Not anybody else on this board, me. If you don't like the memo, it's because Mr. Alvarado and I put it together.
You know what? None of this that I've said, that you said, that whatever everybody's grumbling back here, none of this has been for the kids. None of this has been for the safety of our kids or the instruction process for the fantastic principals, vice principals, and teachers that we have put in place. This has all been about power. Power that you guys want. Well, you want to speak on my question to you? Sort of.
Well, answer her question.
What I would like is, this is the public comment portion of the meeting, and so this is your right as a citizen to say what you would like. And so what I would like you to do is say what you would like, and then if you would like to get together with me, I will answer any of your questions.
What happened to transparency?
Has said as well, but first it's your turn, and so you finish what you have to say, and then
I
the length of time.
I got a little bit that I want to finish up, and
you want to hear what you
couple sentences, and I'm done.
Okay, perfect. So you go ahead and
I'm going to finish up and saying this. I do cannot live in either one of the 3 years areas. Okay? That being said, I cannot participate in the recall process. However, I will do everything I possibly can to support the recall of you, Ms. Rumpkin, Mr. Mosley, and Ms. Neal. And I cannot wait for the day that the Boulder County will no longer.
I just scribbled some things on a piece of paper. I'm Rebecca Harpside. I have taught here at Liberty for almost 9 years. I want to start with a simple story, not to arouse sympathy or ask for condolences, but on Sunday, my stepfather tragically and traumatically passed away. My phone call to Frank Panion went as follows: Rebecca, take care of your family. We've got you. Sarah Barres, Andrew Mitchell wrote my lesson plans for me so I didn't have to be at school on Monday. Susie Fender called repeatedly to check on my husband and myself. James Brannon offered his services to my children, who are also part of this district. Julia Kirkman put a book in my daughter's backpack on how to deal with death. The teachers at Golden Valley Unified School District have not been made by a board of education. The family that we have here has not been made by a board of education. But with the removal of a leader that many of us supported, with the potential for programs and services to be cut, for teachers to potentially receive pink slips to cover what assumes or looks like the board's fiscal irresponsibility, which I understand may simply be a precaution, it feels like there is an opportunity to destroy the family that Golden Valley Unified has built within its teachers. As you can see, many of us are here tonight. We are angry, we are frustrated, we are tired of Facebook, which we ask everyone to use responsibly, just responsibly, from parents to community members to colleagues. But yet we stand here proud teachers of Golden Valley Unified School District. We will stay the course, as Mr. Panion asked us to do. We are here, I ask you, not we, I ask you that we get back on course, that we put GVUSD, its family, and most importantly, please, put our children first.